There's definitely something off about it. It's charming, but a little ominous. Like I can never entirely be at ease around it, if that makes sense.
You think so? Actually, I think it's cute. It reminds me of a little baby.
You think this looks like a baby?
I remember when my sister was about as small as that doll. She had the tiniest little hands, and she tried to grip my pinky as best she could.
Really?
I'd take my pinky with her fingers wrapped around it and poke her cheek, and she'd just be all smiles. I swore to myself
I don't think we really care about having Sega in the console competition.
Once she got a little older and started fixing meals, lots of weird things began to happen around us. Wherever we went, she was in danger. Demons attacked us. A dragon tried to kidnap her. That's when I first realized what it was that I carried.
I think Sega's always been a better developer than console manufacturer.
Curse.
So, you left her behind and went on your search for a way to break the curse.
Right. And that's when I met Ifrid. It was from him that I first heard about the Nordals.
Yeah, honestly, Sega was going to die. The fact that they recovered as a developer proves that they were better at that.
I guess we'll never know for sure unless we gather them all. But...
Hmm? What is it?
I think something good will happen once they're all together.
Why do you say that?
Well, because we found this doll, you shared some of your past with us. That makes me kinda happy. So I think we should get the other three, so more happy stuff happens.
Hard to argue with you there.
Atari will return some point. Doesn't Activision own that? That's Activision, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think you vastly underestimate the ability or the capital needed to maintain presence in the console market, especially when you pretty much have everything covered. See, the thing is, there's only so much of the console market that you can that's out there. For instance, Nintendo has this sort of, you know, this market of not necessarily experimental, but more functionality and family-friendly, multiplayer, couch co-op, that kind of thing. That's their market, is all ages and a lot more versatility and functionality. PS4 is kind of the jack of all trades. It's kind of just got everything, you know, but it's got a little bit more of a cooler appeal to it. But not like edgy cool, just chill cool. That's the PS4 sort of market, right? And then you have the Microsoft market, which is the dude bro sports, you know, guns, motorcycles, smashing beer cans on your forehead market. The bro gamer, which is a legitimate market. I'm not trying to mock. That's the market Sega had, was the bro market. But the thing is, when Sega was in the console market, the bro market wasn't the bro market. The same people that became bros when they were kids, when Sega was making consoles, was the, you know, I'm too cool for this. I'm not a nerd, but here I am being a nerd, you know, kind of thing. Like the ones that are still in the closet about being a nerd, I guess you could say. But it focused more on cool, edgy, and less on just, you know, playing games for the sake of games. And that's what Microsoft picked up when they came into the market. It was right after Sega left. And they took that market. And that's how they've always advertised. It's always, yo bro, MLG, 4K, you know. That's just their market. It's just what they do. That's how they advertise. And there's nothing left. There is no market, gamer market left to tap. So somebody else entering the market is directly attempting to steal customers away from an already established market. Are you seriously gonna tell me, you know, Atari's gonna pop into the console market and just start sweeping Nintendo out? like that's gonna ever happen, you know? Especially when Nintendo's doing so damn well right now. And the amount of capital needed to maintain that is ginormous, because you need to have factory production of hardware, which just having the freaking factories in general is substantial overhead cost. And then you have all the hardware that you need to buy to create the hardware that you're selling. Man, it's not pretty, you know, for anybody trying to enter a console market. I mean, I welcome it, because more competition means we get more stuff. See, competition is necessary. It's the most important thing to a thriving market. The reason is because with competition, you need to innovate in order to stand out. That's why Nintendo's doing so well right now, is because they innovated, and it worked. It was fantastic. You know, the Switch is a ridiculously good platform. If you don't have competition, you stagnate, you become complacent. Hey, I have the only market, I have the only, you know, product in this market. I don't need to try. People are gonna buy what they want in the end.
This fight is over.
Protective Hops, what a name. Bethesda? I don't think Bethesda's stagnant because there's no competition. I think Bethesda's stagnant because they're fucking idiots. Like, they've used the same game engine for like 20 years. That just, like... And it's known to be ridiculously buggy. It's known to have issues. It's known to be inferior. But they just refuse to change their ways. They're just dumb. They're not stagnant because of complacency due to a monopoly on a market. Like, there's plenty of Western-style RPGs out there that are fantastic. Cough, cough, Horizon Zero Dawn again is another example. You know, there's no shortage of games that are like the Elder Scrolls games that are better, you know? Bethesda's just idiotic. That's it. There's nothing else. Outer Worlds now being a really big one. Oh, man. Outer Worlds has got to have Bethesda going like, okay, I guess we gotta try, lads. I guess we gotta try now. Although I will say, Skyrim's success probably did a really big number in their complacency.
That was amazing, wasn't
you know?
I?
Like they didn't have to try with Skyrim. Like, they made a shitty game. Straight up, they made it okay. Let's be realistic. They made an okay game. Skyrim is an okay game. It's not terrible. It's very short, but it's just a bunch of side questing. It's side questing the video game. But the thing is that the openness of it encouraged people to mod it. And they made an okay game, but because of the modding community, the modding community turned it into a very desirable game. And so all they did for like 15 years, or 10 years, or however long Skyrim has been out, is just port it. They just ported it, and that's it. The only actual Bethesda designed content for Skyrim that I know of is that Hearthhome or whatever expansion thing that lets you like make a house or whatever and a home and everything in Skyrim. That's the only thing that I know of that they actually made. Everything else was mod packs by the community. And let's be honest, 90% of the freaking mods out there are just pornographic. So that was the real reason people wanted to buy Skyrim. They just wanted to live in their anime porn world. But you know, whatever. I ain't judging. It's just Bethesda did not make a good game. The community did. The community made Skyrim. Oh, by the way, just a quick heads up. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I will not be streaming the next day, and I will not be streaming the day after that. I have company coming in, and I'll be spending the week with them. So normally I just have the Wednesday off, but I'll be having Tuesday and Thursday off this week as well. So just a heads up on that. Which does mean that I won't be able to get to Symphony of the Night until Saturday, or yeah, Saturday I think. Which kind of sucks. The only flaw to this like 3-game rotation cycle that I have going on is that when I do take time off, which I really don't like taking time off, it's a little bit more punishing to those that are enjoying a particular game. For instance, if you're really only interested in watching Symphony of the Night, you're gonna have some time before you get to watch it, kind of thing, you know. However, I will say that Mondays and Tuesdays tend to be the days that I avoid taking days off the most. However, this wasn't an option this time. And then later in spring, I'll be having a couple weeks off as well for travel. One being RPG Limit Break. That's interesting. And other personal travels.
I'm ready for this. Better watch your step.
And then in summer, I'll have another week or so off as well, near the beginning. And then after that, I should have no more time off. Even the following years, aside from Limit Break. Hopefully. Again, like I said, I really dislike taking time off, but there's been a lot of things going on recently, so. Damn, Magulu just blew them all up. Get wrecked. Well, I have enough to open up that cat's chest. I wonder if I should backtrack for it. It's just a few days. It's just a few days. I'll be back. Ooh, All Divide. All Divide is like, I don't know, man. All Divide's kind of a busted item. It's really, 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 really strong. An All Divide in Tails game reduces all damage taken for the remainder of the encounter by 50%. That includes the damage you deal as well. So, like, you can go to the last boss and let's say he's doing like a big attack. As long as you have sustainability, you can just All Divide and then just, you know, wait it out. Just wait it out. Yes, Magulu blew them, indeed. I mean, it definitely fits her character, to be honest. What's up, Chrono Crash? How you been, man? Oh, that's where I came from? No, this one is the cat's chest. Oh. Kind of disappointed by this dungeon. Just as I expected, the dungeon design in this game is just as generic as any other Tales game, where it's just random arbitrary hallways without any meaning or value to them. It's just empty rooms. What is this place? What is it actually? Like, if you see this place in real life, what do you think it is? Maybe it's an aqueduct. Maybe. But it's not, though, is it? It's not. You know, what is this place? Oh, a temple or a shrine. You know what a temple or shrine actually looks like? It's got stuff in it. It's got stuff to pay homage to a god or a deity or something like that. There's no stuff in here. It's just emptiness. It's just empty hallways with no value to them. And kind of a disappointment considering it's not a cat's chest. Considering the beginning of the game was impressive visually, more so than this. But they just reused tile sets and copy paste everything. It's like an empty parking garage. Almost. Yeah, it kind of is, right? Like a weird sewer? Nah. I'd like to agree with that, but... Sewers are a means for water to travel. There's not a lot of water traveling here. Really? 320 cat souls for nothing. Garum Scythe Waterway? Garum Scythe Waterway is impressive. That is exactly how to do a sewer system right there. It's very, very much more water focused. The platforms that you can walk on are small, like they should be, and everything else is full of water. And you can even help navigate help like determine how the water is sent and received and everything. Like Garum Scythe Waterway is really impressive visually and design-wise. That actually feels like a waterway or a sewer or something like that. What's the weird mist in here? I think it's supposed to insinuate that it's cold because we're in the northern area, yeah, dealing with the cold, see?
How's Medissa been acting?
Dead.
She's calm. It looks like letting her in on the truth worked as well as we thought it might.
Good. Maybe she'll be easier to control now.
Halt! Who are you?
Halt, who are you? We're gonna kill you. We're not gonna wait for your answer, just die. I really lost an opportunity to keep them grouped up. Oh, now I'm definitely in a bad position. If I have them grouped up, then there's more enemies to attack. There's more enemies to attack, and there's more chance of stunning. But I didn't have them grouped up. There we go.
I refuse to fall here.
The mustache is a very integral part of her character design, honestly. Or defense. More like fart defense. Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's good. We're getting that one. Poison reduced by 40%. That's disappointing. Well, attack plus 8. Let's equip it now. Get it out of the way.
So, Medusa really is here.
But what's this about the truth and controlling her?
Everyone ready to play?
Everybody ready to play? So far, it's been my favorite 3D Tales game, but only from a gameplay perspective. The story is really not super great so far. Like, well, I would say the premise of the story is okay. It's just the writing is just so not good. It's just your standard, you know, kids story, cartoon telling. Not very interesting, overriding to all hell, but you know, at least they took the time to write a lot of stuff instead of actually having visual storytelling elements like, you know, cutscenes and animations on characters instead of them having to just stand there and talk endlessly.
I'm not a fan of long, scary things.
Have you looked in a mirror lately?
You really go crazy with all that paper.
Velvet's mustache like Lightning's mustache, exactly.
Everyone
Exactly.
ready to play?
The Tales of Grace's F story, yeah, that was pretty good. The Grace's F story wasn't bad at all. I think I enjoyed that one more than the rest of them. The problem with Besperia's story is that, like, they left out a whole bunch of plot and suddenly things were happening.
Try as they might?
But to be fair, none of the Tales game stories are all that great. They're all pretty much your standard anime fare of made for kids, written for kids kind of style, and they don't really have a whole lot of depth to them. Just generic, you know, interactions and growth and stuff that you get in every other game or cartoon. I've heard Zillia's story is really good. I've heard the Zillia story is like the better of the 3D Tales game stories. So I'm interested in that. But make no mistake, playing this game is a lot of fun. Like, you just annihilate things.
really?
They made you feel like a badass, and they did a really good job of making you feel like a badass, which I think with this main character was really important to do. Zestiria probably had my favorite characters so far, aside from the Wind Idiots. All of the Wind Idiots, Wind Peoples, I hated them all.
Let's get started!
Zillia has the bazongas, oh yeah. Well, Zillia, I think, Zillia and Abyss are the only two Tales games that I have on the list left, I think. Well, Zillia and Zillia too. So if you wanted me to play those are the only two left on the viewer choice list. Oh, it's a Zillia joke? I mean, bazongas is a word. It works out of context.
Come on, really?
It works out of context. It's weird because we're like 30 hours into the game, and I still want to fight things. I still like getting in combat. That is a hard thing to do with any JRPG, to want me to get into battles 30 hours in. It's always been a struggle for me to care about encounters that late into a game. Dungeon design still sucks though. I think honestly, so far the only real strong point of this game is combat. Nothing else really has it. Well, character design, like freaking Violet is just badass looking, and she's sexy too, and not just like, you know, like sexual sexy. She's got that primal beast, you know. It's cool sexy, you know. Magulu's got an interesting design. She's okay. The book skirt is kind of mad, but there's a lot of really good character design. Samurai dude's pretty cool. I like him. Not a big fan of punchy glasses guy, but hey. Violet? Velvet, sorry. Whatever. You know what I meant. I don't think I got that skit, Ironmog. I've been avoiding skits because, oh man, the writing in this game is hard to listen to. There's some funny tropes here and there that they do pretty okay, but most of the time it's just overwriting to the 10 millionth degree, and I'm just so sick of listening to it, you know? So yeah, I've kind of, you can see the little triangle icon on the bottom right. That means I have a skit I can listen to, and I haven't been pressing the button because I'm just tired of it. But yeah, they definitely, Magula is definitely definitely a fan service character, like 100%. Like she's got like, well, hold on, where is it? Like you can see on her character art, I think it's yeah, the whole hips, the hip line, you know, going down to her pelvic area. That she's got that all over her character design, like all over. And then there was another screen. I think it's the equipment screen, where she's just sticking her butt out, and you can just like, yeah, like she's 100% fan service. She has all the sexual innuendo jokes too, like all of them. Like all of them.
A barrier. She's a Therian.
Third time's the charm, eh, kid?
Blushing Aizen? No kidding.
Yeah.
Not so difficult to dispel these supposed
You're
powerful
Medusa.
shields.
I am. And who might you be? We're like you. We carry grudges against the Abbey. And Shepherd Artorias.
It's gonna be okay. We came to get you out of here, Medusa.
What if I want to stay?
There's no escape.
What?
Please, don't give up. I can...
No, you don't understand. There's no escape for you. If you dare sully Shepherd Artorias' ideals and the light the Abbey shines upon the world, I will kill you all!
Suddenly snakes.
Why are you doing this?
Why did it have to be
The Abbey's
snakes?
lucky now. Way to jinx it, Roku.
Boom! Really? It's just, okay. Maybe she comes in later.
They just keep coming.
See, this is a perfect example that has some really cool, like,
If we don't go
fight
after her
sequence
directly,
cutscene.
there'll be no
Xenoblade
end to it.
Chronicles 2 had some amazing combat cutscenes. They were so good, and they had the dialogue going during these cutscenes. Fantastic, man.
Why are you
Fantastic.
doing this, Melissa?
But they're just standing there with your generic idle animation. It's so dumb.
They didn't. I became one of my own free will.